Most parents don't lose their children suddenly. The distance grows quietly, conversation by conversation. I've seen it happen many times, and I've also seen what actually keeps that bond alive when the years go by. First off, let go of the need to be right. At a certain point in life, being right stops being helpful. I didn't learn that from books. I learned it by watching families slowly stop talking to each other. Your children don't come to you to have their opinions corrected. They come to you to feel understood, supported, and safe enough to speak honestly. The world you grew up in shaped you, and much of what you learned was true back then. But the world's changed, and so have the rules. When you interrupt, correct, or dismiss what your children say because it sounds wrong to you, the message they hear isn't wisdom. It's distance. You don't have to agree with everything they believe, but you don't need to shut the conversation down either. Listening without immediately responding, asking why they see things the way they do, letting them finish a thought. Those small things matter more than most parents realize. At this stage of life, the goal isn't to win debates. It's to keep the door open. Curiosity invites closeness. Pride quietly pushes people away. Another important thing is to accept that you're now learning from them. For most of your life, you were the one explaining how things worked. You gave advice, set boundaries, warned about mistakes. That role became part of your identity, and letting go of it isn't easy. But there comes a moment, often without any announcement, when that balance shifts. Your children now live in a world that moves faster than the one you knew. They understand its pressures, its tools, its social rules, because they navigate them every day. When you insist on teaching instead of listening, they feel talked down to. When you show interest instead, something changes. Ask them how things work now, how they see certain situations, what they think, not so you can respond, but so you can understand. You don't lose authority by learning from them. You gain connection. People open up to those who respect their perspective, and respect doesn't mean agreement. It means attention. When your children feel that you still see them as capable, thoughtful adults, they don't drift away. They lean in. This next tip is more practical, but it's one of the most valuable. Most people think of hearing as something that affects comfort. In reality, it affects connection. When you can't hear well, conversations become work for you and for the person speaking. They repeat themselves, they raise their voice, they shorten what they say. Eventually, they say less. This doesn't happen out of impatience or lack of love. It happens because communication starts to feel heavy, and when communication feels heavy, people avoid it without even realizing they're doing it. If there's anything you can do to protect or improve your hearing, treat it as a priority. Not later, not when it becomes unbearable. Now. It matters more than your car, more than most comforts, because it keeps you included in the lives of others. Even small improvements make a difference. Sitting closer, reducing background noise, asking people to face you when they speak. These are practical steps, not signs of weakness. When listening becomes easier, people speak more freely. When it becomes difficult, silence slowly takes its place. Now, let's talk about something you probably don't want to hear. You don't need to become comfortable with technology. You only need to choose one simple way to stay connected. Most younger people don't communicate through phone calls anymore, and they don't always have time for long visits. That doesn't mean they don't want to hear from you. Ask your children which messaging app they actually use, not the one you prefer, which one they use every day. Then, take the time to learn that single tool properly. Let them show you. Ask the same question twice if needed. It's worth the effort. A short message, a photo, a simple question about their day. These small things keep relationships alive between meetings. They remove the pressure of scheduling and make contact feel natural instead of formal. When you speak your children's communication language, you are present in their daily life again. And presence, even in small moments, matters far more than you might think. Now, please, stop using guilt as a bridge. Many parents don't realize when guilt starts slipping into their conversations. It often sounds harmless, a comment about not calling enough, or a remark about how long it's been since the last visit. Sometimes it's said half-jokingly, sometimes with a sigh, but the effect is always the same. Guilt creates pressure, and pressure doesn't make people reach out more. It makes them hesitate. Your children already juggle work, responsibilities, worries, and their own family. When every conversation feels like a reminder of what they haven't done, contact becomes something to brace for. This doesn't mean you shouldn't express that you miss them. It means being careful how you say it. There's a difference between saying, "I enjoy hearing from you," and "you never call." One invites connection, the other quietly pushes it away. People come back to places where they feel welcome, not weighed down. When conversations feel light and safe, they happen more often, without being forced. This last part is uncomfortable, but it matters more than most people are willing to admit. As we get older, conversations can slowly turn into something our children feel responsible for managing. The topics repeat, the focus drifts towards worries, aches, disappointments, or stories that always end the same way. None of this is intentional, but the effect adds up. When every interaction feels heavy, people shorten them, not because they don't care, but because they're tired. Your children already carry responsibilities of their own. If talking to you feels like another weight to hold, contact becomes less frequent. Try to notice what you bring into conversations. Ask about their life without turning it into advice. Share thoughts without turning them into complaints. Allow silence without filling it with frustration. Laugh when you can, even about the small thing. You don't need to entertain anyone. You just need to be present in a way that feels easy. When talking to you feels like relief rather than effort, people don't pull away, they stay. Relationships don't fade because of one mistake. They fade through small habits repeated over time. The good news is that those same small habits can also bring people closer again. If this spoke to you, I'd like to hear your experience. What's been hardest for you when it comes to staying connected with your children? Other people reading the comments may need to hear it too. If these kind of conversations matter to you, consider subscribing. I'll keep sharing practical, honest advice about aging, relationships, and staying connected without noise, without cliches, and without talking down to you.